Kevin here, top one financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we are here to talk about the stock market. If you can sense I don't know, pride or joy or confidence in my voice, because like always, I try to warn y'all, try to put y'all ahead, try to help avoid big losses and also put you in position to win. And we just happened to be right again this year. And, it's been a good year to be right. So I want to get into Nikola and what just happened today because it was some big news. But before we do, make sure you hit not only the like button, but hit the share button. Like, hit the share button. And the reason why is because you have been here all year long and you have seen me time and time again talk about what is going to go well. We're usually right. And what's not going to go well. And we're usually right. Told y'all way back when why I got out of the airlines fell off the map. Told y'all way back when why I didn't like Kodak fell off the map. The list goes on, but also told y'all why I thought Netflix was good back in January. Netflix, one of the best stocks out there. Told you about Tesla joining the S&P 500 months ago. You see what Tesla is doing now. So the list goes on. We're right more often than not. So that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Nikola, it was the electric vehicle competitor to Tesla, and it came out earlier this year, hit the market. It shot up like crazy. It was at like $10 at the beginning of the year. It shot up all the way to like $93, and today it's down to $20.14. It dropped 26% in a single day today because of all the things that I told you. They had not actually produced any vehicles, a lot of nice video, a lot of all fluffy stuff. They were supposed to, General Motors was supposed to buy a stake in them. They sell 11% or so, which is, on paper, that's good. An established car company buying some part of ownership into an upstart company that might do something. Well, GM said, no. We not with it. No, son, we're not buying into it. And that's one of the reasons the stock fell. But additionally, and I put this on Instagram 20 days ago, on November 10th, I said that a $7 billion company made $0, not a single dime in the past 3 months. That's a quarter. They made no money in the last quarter. That's a problem. How are you a $7 billion company and you made no money? You couldn't sell lemonade. You couldn't sell a piece of paper, nothing, not a pre-order, nothing. You made no money, but you're a $7 billion company with a B. That don't add up, man. What type of business is worth $7 billion and made exactly no dollars? How? That is one of the biggest red flags that you can have. But also another one of my big red flags that I talked about months ago is that Trevor Milton, their CEO, I'm sorry, not CEO, I think he's like chairman of the board. He got kicked off because of some reports that came out about, stuff not being up to snuff. That's a red flag. But also they made like $36,000. I think it was in Q2. So that's 3 months. I think that would be April, March, and June, if I'm doing that right. April, May, and June. April, March, and June. Oof, it's been a weird year. So Q2, that's, they during that 3 months period, they only made like $30,000 to $36,000. That's it, entire quarter. And how did they make that money? Because their chairman, Trevor Milton, basically bought stuff from his own company. That don't make sense. It's like me buying my own courses and saying, look, my company made money. Like, no, you gave your own company money and that don't really count as revenue. Like, if the only money you can make is the money that you buy from your own business, that's a problem. That is a problem. That is not something that you want to do and not something you want to invest in. When things change, when and if, but when things change, then we'll come back and we'll reconsider and say, look, okay, now I'm going to invest in it. Okay, now I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So maybe Nikola, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, we can come back and say things have changed. Maybe it's a good stock. Maybe it's something we'll invest in. But right now, no. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I do this every day, because I want to help you out, because I didn't have someone guiding me in the stock market, didn't have someone who talked about it in plain terms, didn't have an email list for me to sign up to that actually made sense. I had a lot of them that were just really complicated, charts and graphs, all that kind of mess. But I wanted somebody to talk to me in a regular, normal way. What things should I look into? What things should I avoid? And this is another one of them. Again, we talked about Kodak. Well, I thought that didn't sound right. Another reason I didn't like Nikola is because both Nikola and Tesla, if you put those names together, Nikola Tesla is a scientist who was famous for something back in the day. I'm not a scientist, but they took the last name Tesla and it became the Tesla that we know today. So to me, if you're trying to be your own electric vehicle company, you're trying to build yourself off of just you're not going to piggyback on Tesla and just make Tesla tailwinds and kind of piggyback on their success. But let me just take the first name. Like, that's just odd. Like, be your own company. Be your own man, be your own woman. Don't just lump yourself into Tesla just because. And that's what they did. And I told you guys back then, I think I did this on Instagram and Facebook, and this was months ago. I'm like, because one of you guys asked me about it, I'm like, it's just not right. Like, if I'm gonna name myself after a scientist, I'm gonna go, I don't know, Edison or something, right? Electric. But something completely different, not use the first name of the same scientist that is already successful with Tesla. That does not make sense. They didn't make any money this last quarter. The only $30,000 they made was from the person that worked there. And it's just red flags, just all types of red flags. And I know for a lot of people, you may be concerned about choosing the wrong investment, not knowing what to look into, trying to narrow down what to invest in and what not to invest in. And sometimes you just need to look at the financials of the company and see, where is your money coming from? How much are you making? Is that money growing? That's one way to look at it. But also just having trusted advice, here, and signing up for the Investors Toolkit, another way to do that. Because I give you a list of usually 15 to 20 stocks that, hey, look, these are ones I have personally researched. These are ones that I like. And more times than not, they're usually very, very good, as you have seen from the quarterly watch list that we put out. Most of the times we are right. And all year this year, up until this point, we have done better than the market by using all of these simple techniques. If you have been in the Investors Toolkit, you've seen them in the comments. It's really simple and really easy to help yourself grow your money, even in a pandemic, even when the market is down, which the market was down today, even with all the crazy turbulent things we've done, by using very, very simple techniques and using very, very simple investments that don't have to don't require an advanced degree or any degree at all. So I want to help you to become a better investor, to start and put yourself in position in 2021. You may have seen the article that I did with Business Insider about how my son already has more money than I did when I was 18, and how my daughter is already on pace. Like, they're gonna hit that 6-figure mark probably before the age of 10, which is ridiculous because I'm 31 and it took me forever to hit that mark. So this is your opportunity. Make sure you check out the Investors Toolkit, but also pay attention. Pay attention. If this is your first time, thank you for being here. Share the video, like the video, do all that stuff. Appreciate it. But I don't want you to just come out here and just lose huge amounts of money. You don't want to do that. You want to be consistent. You want to be patient, and you want to pay attention to the red flags, because on the opposite end, you got people out here are just hoping and praying that this company is going to be the next big thing. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hit a home run. My approach is, look, if the company starts to do what we need it to do, which is grow and make money and be consistent, then we can decide to jump into it. You don't have to be the first person on the train to make money. You don't have to make the most money. Your job is to make some money. If it's above 7% or so, which is the average, great. If it's 20, 30, 40%, great. But you need to make the smartest, most prudent decision. And that's why with Tesla, early in the year, wasn't a big fan of Tesla. They weren't profitable consistently. The stock was really high, which didn't make sense at the time. Then it was really low at some points. I waited rather, until it started to make sense, until we knew that they were doing the stock split, until we knew, or at least expected, they were going to be adding to S&P 500. So that's why we jumped into it. And that's why we made money. Many people here who have been here for a while have been watching. Those who invest in Walmart, back when I told you about Walmart. Those who invested in Costco, back when I told you about Costco. It happened to be one of the best pandemic stocks according to Yahoo Finance. 3-4 weeks after I told y'all about it. So you want to just pay attention. We know what we're doing over here. I'm not a top 100 financial advisor for no reason at all. I'm also not perfect. But I want to help you to start investing. It doesn't have to be the most risky thing in the world, but there are some steps that you do need to take, and you do need to pay attention and, watch the videos, because we talk about this all the time. So before we sign off, I want to say thank you to whoever it was that asked me to cover Nikola, because that was how this whole thing started. I think somebody, I don't know if it was on Instagram or on Facebook. I know someone said, hey, look, can you talk about Nikola? Looked it up, talked about it, didn't like it. Then it became a big story. Then I did a podcast on it. Then we did another video on it. And now we're doing this one. So thank y'all for coming out. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, depending on where you're watching this. And make sure you hit the share button. But also check out the Investors Toolkit and listen to your boy. Make sure you're on the email list, because I do the best I can to help y'all out. And this stuff is free. But if you want that premium support, you want that good info, then make sure you sign up for the Investors Toolkit. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.